know if we
What's
would
up,
make it
bro?
as producers.
Hey guys, my name's Larry Fry, and I want to talk to you a little bit today about knowing your car, some preventative maintenance that every car owner should know about. And I just want to start off with tell you a little bit about myself. I have been working on cars for a little over 34 years now. I worked in a General Motors dealership for 22 years, and I work now at an ambulance fleet service. We have about 60 ambulances we maintain, as well as 140 other vehicles for a hospital system. So altogether we look after somewhere around 200 vehicles. So I've had a lot of time spent around cars, spent under cars. So I want to tell you a little bit today about things that you as a car owner can look at, can know, and can look after yourself. One of the most important things that every car owner needs to do is walk around your car. Walk around your car before you start out somewhere. Make sure there's not a tire flat. Make sure there's not something hanging loose, something underneath it. Just do a walk around, a quick visual, just to make sure your car's safe to drive. One of the most important things and one of the most overlooked things on a car are the tires. If your tires are not properly inflated, if the tread's not good on them, then you're not going to be safe driving. Rain, you'll hydroplane, flat tires, you just won't be able to handle the car good. So, a couple of things. How much air do we keep in these tires? What do we run in them? You're mandated, or the manufacturers are mandated to have a placard, and on the inside of the driver's door jamb, you will see a sticker with a yellow label. It does not matter the manufacturer of the car. It's required to be here. That tells you how much how much pressure should be in your tires. So if we walk up here and we can look at our tire, and there's a couple ways that your pressures can be checked. A lot of your new cars, this one in particular, has tire pressure sensors. You can see your tire pressures on your dash. They're easy to check. If you have an older vehicle that does not have tire pressure sensors, you may need a tire pressure gauge. You can buy fancy dial type, or you can go to your parts store, Walmart or somewhere, and they have these little pencil type for just a few dollars that you can use to check your tire pressures. Now on this particular car here, you see your valve stem has got a green indicator on it. It's green there. Some of them you'll see solid green caps, some of them won't. What that is an indication that the tires are filled with nitrogen. You make your own decision here, but your tire pressures change about 1 degree or 1 psi for every 10 degrees. Nitrogen does not vary as much as regular atmospheric air. My opinion, you breathing air that has 78% nitrogen in it already. The machines that are filling these tires only have 93 to 95% nitrogen in them, so it's not pure nitrogen, so your tire pressure still varies. It does not vary as much. Check your tire pressures while they're cold, and you're going to be in good shape regardless. That's a point where they try to sell you something. They're going to charge you $50 to $100 to put nitrogen in your tires. Save that money, just check your tire pressure. Take your pressure gauge, I'm just going to use a pencil in here, and you just install it on there, and you can look at it and read it and check your tire pressure. And this one here has about 36 pounds of pressure in it, which is proper because the vehicle was requiring 35 psi. You just walk around, check your tire pressures, make sure they're good. If they're low, most of your gas stations have air compressors there, so it's easy to find air for your car. Another thing on the outside as you walk around looking at it are your wiper blades. Windshield wipers are very important. This is one of the requirements with North Carolina as far as inspections, things that the inspectors are supposed to look for. But on your blades, they should clean the windshield properly as it's raining. If they're streaking, if you use your windshield washer and the fluid or the water is streaking on the windshield, then you probably need to look at your blades. You can take your hand and run up the inside of the blade. It's rubber. It should be soft. It should be pliable. There should be no rips, should be no tears in it. If it's if it gets your fingers completely black, if pieces flake off of it, if you'll feel rips or tears in it, you need a set of wiper blades. Walmart sells them. Go to O'Reilly's, AutoZone, Advance. If you buy your wiper blades from there, most of the time they will install the blades for you. So it's not really an expense, something you can save a little bit of money on, but it's also something that is very important, something that you need to keep an eye on. We'll go around here, we'll open up the hood. Another thing that oftentimes gets neglected, and I will be one of the first ones to say that I neglect it, is making sure that your engine oil is full. Well, how do I check it? Your newer cars all have your dipsticks that are color coded. You know to look for something. They may be yellow, they may be orange. Take you a napkin, paper towel, wipe your dipstick off, reinsert it. And go back and look at it. You'll have an indicator range. Your oil should be in between that range. As long as it's in that range, you're good to go. If it is down below this range, you need to add a quart of oil. In between that range, it's going to be 1 quart of oil. How do you know how much oil to put in the motor? All of your manufacturers are required to put the specific weight on your oil filler cap. This particular car uses 0W20 engine oil. There are different weights. You may have 530, 1540. There are all sorts of weights, but just find a weight oil that matches that. All of your manufacturers, whether it's Valvoline, Quaker State, Napa, any other house brand oil like AutoZone or Advance, they have to meet the same standards that everybody else meets. So just keep in mind, check your oil, check it once a week, check it whenever you fill up with gas. Just find a good spot where you will remember to check it. Another thing that is mindful for a car owner is the air filter. The air filter is very important. That air has to be clean. You can't have trash going into that motor or it will damage it. Some air filters are very easy to change. Some are a little bit more complicated. This particular one does require a screwdriver or a nut driver one to open it up to get in there. If you've got a few tools, you're good to go. But the big thing is to be mindful that this air filter needs to be replaced every 30 to 40,000 miles. You should change that filter to keep the air flowing in properly, to make sure it's clean. Your engine will run better. You'll get better fuel mileage with that. Along with that, each car, a lot of your new cars have cabin air filters. There's air filters inside the car. Most of them is simply opening up the glove box. There's a little door, little trap door. You open it up and you can replace that air filter. One slides out, you slide a new one in. No tools are required. It's very simple for car owners to replace, but it's something to be mindful of. Right here on this grill is your fresh air intake. Just make sure there's no trash up there. Make sure there's no leaves, no pine straw up there settling in there. That will cause problems there as well. So there's your two filters. And the last thing to be mindful of is your belt. Some cars, older cars, use V-belts. On your PowerPoint, all I included on that was serpentine belts because I don't think they've produced a car since the early 90s with any V-belts on them. But you can take a flashlight. As you can see on your PowerPoint, some of the belts are very cracked up. The brand new one, you see the difference in the condition of it. But if you look down in here, this one's very hard to see, but you can take a flashlight and see it. It may not be something that you can replace yourself, but it is something that you can look at as an owner and say, look, I need to take care of this. So I hope this has given you, as a car owner, a little bit of insight, some things that you can look at, some things that you can check to maintain your vehicle to keep you safe while you're driving down the road. I hope you have a good day.